Hey guys, if you're thinking about buying a home right now and you also have a home to sell, you may find yourself in a situation where you don't have enough funds for a down payment for your next house, or you may not qualify for a loan for your next house because of the mortgage debt you have in your current house. So stay tuned to the end of this short video and I will actually share with you a really unique approach that you've probably not heard of before, where you can actually get the cash you need for the down payment for your next house and you can qualify for that loan, but you don't have to sell and buy simultaneously, which can be very stressful, and you don't have to move twice. So that's something you definitely want to stay tuned for. You definitely want to learn about as an option, again, if you're looking to buy and you have a house to sell. So before we get into that, we'll get to that at the end of the video. Let me jump into some of the numbers here. This is your Cincinnati real estate market news for February 2021, and I'm Patrick Grosser with Fathom Realty. If you've been following me for a while, you know I try to keep you up to date on the market, and I like to do the monthly updates because they show us more data than the weekly ones, and we can take a better look at and track trends more accurately that way. But let's look at the numbers for this past month, February, compared to last year. New listings are down 20%. With inventory already being low, that's very discouraging for buyers. It's good news for the sellers that are on the market, of course. The shorter we are in supply and the higher the demand is, the better it is for sellers, and the opposite, it's worse for buyers. I do think that trend's going to change as we head into March and April. If you remember last year, March and April was the time when the COVID restrictions started to roll out. We actually saw drops in new listings as low as, or as much as 30 to 40%. So I think as we move forward into March and April of 2021, we're going to see that new listings are increasing quite a bit compared to last year. Closings are down 2% compared to last year. That's not enough to really even talk about. It's very small. It is encouraging to see that we're not dropping too much, but it's staying pretty even, the number of closings compared to last year. Average sale price is up 17%, so that's quite a bit. We've been seeing double-digit growth on that week to week, but even to see that in a month span is pretty alarming compared to last year. Again, the average sale price in Cincinnati is up 17% compared to February of 2020. So great news for sellers. It's tough for buyers as home prices continue to rise, but the silver lining for buyers is historically low mortgage interest rates are allowing them to absorb a lot of that cost. So you actually, as a buyer, may be able to afford more than you think compared to last time you bought because your interest rate last time was a lot higher. Average days on market versus last year is down 44%. So not only are homes selling at much higher prices, they're actually selling a lot faster than they were last year. And last year was faster than the year before, so we're continuing to see that trend, selling higher and selling faster. Great news for sellers. Again, a huge challenge for buyers to find the house they want, to get to the showing before it sells, to win in a multiple offer situation. So it's a very difficult market for buyers to navigate. Inventory has stayed right around 2 months. Right now it's at 2.15 months. We're about 4 months short of the inventory we need for supply and demand to be equal, which would be market equilibrium. In other words, buyers and sellers would be on an even playing field in terms of their negotiation strength. We don't think that's going to be in equilibrium anytime soon. The market's going to continue to favor sellers for quite some time until supply can pick up. And if demand continues to be as strong as it is, which has been affected by low interest rates, we don't think that the market's going to change very much. It's very much going to continue to be in the favor of sellers. So back to my point that I teased to you at the beginning of this video, if you want to buy a house right now, but you have a house to sell, you might be in a position where you need cash for a down payment and you can't qualify for a loan for your next house because you need to sell your current house. There's too much mortgage debt on your credit. You don't have the right debt to income ratios to hold that mortgage on your house and then also open up a new one. So there's a lot of different ways people have strategized on how to solve this problem. Some people do what's called a bridge loan, tapping equity on their current home, buying their next home, and then refining at the end. It's all wrapped into one package. Another way of doing it is to get a home equity line of credit or a home equity loan or a cash out refi. Lots of different ways to tap the home equity you have. The problem is you typically can only get about 70 to 85% of your equity. And depending on how long you've been in your home, if it's been a shorter period of time and you need to move to a bigger house or a smaller house, depending on your needs, you may find that that is not enough equity to tap. You might need to get closer to 100% of your home equity in order to get the down payment you need and to qualify for the mortgage loan you need for the next house. So what I'm doing now is I'm partnering with a national company that's working here locally in Cincinnati to actually buy your house, let you live in it, and lease it back from them while you find your next house. So I'll say that again. You sell your house to them, they lease it back to you for a temporary time while you find your next house. So you get the cash that you need for the down payment on your next house. You can qualify for the loan you need for the next house because you don't have any mortgage debt anymore. But you don't have to move twice. That's the best part. Nobody wants to sell and move to an apartment. Nobody wants to rent out their house and try to be a landlord just to qualify for a loan. And again, the other loan options you have don't tap enough equity. So your only other option until me mentioning this is just to kind of give up on your home search, which a lot of people are unfortunately doing. They could sell for top dollar, they could sell quickly, but they don't want to do that because they don't have anywhere to move to. So one of the things you need to do to put yourself in the best position if you're buying a house and you also have to sell in order to qualify to buy is to consider this sale leaseback option, which I would rather just call a bridge. It's a little bit easier to remember and easier to articulate. So if you're interested in more information on this, again, the idea is that you're selling your home, you're tapping 100% of the equity there, you're getting the cash you need for the down payment, you're qualifying for the loan for the next house, but you have plenty of time to look for your next house. You don't have to feel rushed because you're still living in your house temporarily while you find your next house. So I think that's the key point, is you're taking care of the financial aspect, but you're not having to move twice. And you're also not having to try to time a buy and a sell at the same time and try to line those up, move out, move in the same day, line up the closings perfectly, because there's so many factors that typically make that impossible to do. The biggest factor right now with the market being so hot, sellers are getting so many offers oftentimes that if you're trying to buy and you're contingent on selling your home, they're not even going to consider your offer. So you need to put yourself in a position where you have cash for a down payment, you don't have another mortgage, but again, for yourself, for a little bit more convenience for you, is you don't have to move twice, you can just stay there. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. If you're interested in that, go ahead and drop in the comments the word bridge, or you can send me a private message, bridge, just so I know what you're referencing. I can get you more information on how that works for your specific situation, see if it even makes any sense. The worst case scenario is you ask about it and it doesn't work for you. At least you know. So anyhow, again, if you're interested in more information on how to buy and sell the best way you possibly can without having to move twice, without having to buy and sell simultaneously, go ahead and drop in the comments the word bridge. I hope this information has been helpful to you guys. If you like the market news updates I've been sending and the buyer and seller tips I've been giving, make sure you like this post, comment. Also, give me some new ideas for topics you haven't seen in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also follow my Facebook business page and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates. It's very important, whether you're buying or selling or doing both, to stay on top of what's going on in the market and understand the strategies that you need in order to compete so you can win your next house in a multiple offer situation, or if you're selling, so you can maximize what you're getting out of your house so you can sell quickly for top dollar. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.